Yeah, probably if you want to take us back to maybe the very first conversation you had when you had the idea of start Collab Jovem.
In 2014, I attended the transition launch in Brazil. Okay, but I didn't was a part of any group. I was attend alone because I was invited by Isa and Mônica Picabea, Isa Menezes, both the greatest person that I have met in Brazil, so beautiful, so softly, and so compromised with the transition movement. And in 2020, 6 years later, I was invited for the both to make a part of the hub of Transition Brazil. And I met another 8 incredible women. The Hub Brazilian, it's made about 10 incredible women. It was so good, made a part of this. And when I was invited by Isa and Monica, it's because of my research and projects with youth. And when I become a mother 12 years ago of twins, I realized that the actually system of education, like every system, it's uh, it's calling to transition. The education system called me by my daughters, so it was my motivation. I look at her, and both they are twins. Now they are 12 years old, and I I was called by doing something to change and transformate the educational systems in Brazil. And I get in the Hub Brazil with this dream. So we started dreaming the year, and I put at the table the dream. I want to work with the youth. And also the second motivation to work with youth in transition towns movement, it's because I was involved with other movements about sustainability design, like Guy Education. I am designer of regenerative cultures by Guy Education. I also part of a huge circle and big networks called Ecoversities, Alliance Ecoverse. Did you heard about that?
Not really.
Ecoversities Alliance. Ecoversity Alliances, it's a movement very similar to transition. And the intention, it's a free learning. It's learning about your really interesting. It's the vision of the Alliance of Ecoversities is rephrasing and reimagining another kind of superior education.
Right. Yeah.
And the transition called me by the heart because every global networks has our peculiarities. We have different cultures, different way to work, and transition come me by the heart because even in the international groups, I was lead link about Abya in transition. I was lead link in territories, working with Japanese hub, London hub, Mexico hub, and French and German hub. And the glue of these people in transition, it's the softness, lightness, and look at the things with the better eyes. And was the big, it was a really good space to work collaborative way. I mean, every Circle International, I heard about collaboration in all the aspects of sustainability design, but in transition, I really feel that we put the talk to walk.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with this. Like one of the things that really struck me about the transition network, and also the thing that prompted me to join this, is because it's such diversity in it. If you look around the world, you have projects around the world that are looking at different things. We have projects looking at education, and we have projects looking at community garden, growing local food. And it's really down to the kind of things that if we really want to look at the solution to climate change, sometimes we've already have solutions in some parts of the world. It just sometimes we need to tell their stories to make them visible. And yeah, I think I can resonate with what you just said very well. And I think your motive is really great to have, you said, two wonderful, lovely daughters. Is that right? I think you are.
Yes, yes, I have.
Yeah, I think if they really learned about the project that you are doing, I think they are going to be really, really proud and really inspired as well.
Oh, thank you. And I observed that something pain in the leaders of transition in another movement that uh, happen. Okay, what we're gonna do about our daughters, our sons, our children, and the youth that coming, and and the motivation to start a youth collab Jovem in Brazilian hub, it to attend our community of youth and daughters and sons and niece and was growing like a network. Come and bring your daughter and second project and second year you can come and bring your friend, and the project was growing organically but with the principle to attend the community of Transition Brazil.
That's really wonderful, and I do think that for the next generation, for our generation or generation that comes after us, I do think they are the ones that are gonna face really, if we do nothing about the climate change, they're gonna face the impact of that, and they are the ones that really need to learn the skills to be the changes themselves. I'm also wondering, like, you have been running this project for so many years. Are there any like really great stories from the young people in the group that have maybe carried the project with them, maybe bring them to their family, to their community, maybe they start their own project to make a bigger impact. Is there any story like this?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Uh, I think the most important in Collab Youth that the youth came to the project because they want to be. So we invite the parents, the adults responsible, but we have one principle. You want to be here, and so you can. It's a project based on economy design. So we dream a project in Collab Youth. The first was made just with adults, and the second with mentor adults and youth working together. And the third collab was leading by youth, and I was mentoring them. And this year, it will be a project made by a group of youth, and I will do a step backward just to mentoring because the process was designed and was improved each edition. And the group it's about 20 youth, 14 years old until 21. And it's because of that, because we study and we understand that the teenagers here in Brazil, it's calling for our attention, And we offer to the youth a safe space to you being yourself. So the call of youth is very simple. Our process is we call it. We made an open call to Brazilian network of transition, and we call here educator territory. It's a space that educates. Is not being necessary to be a school, but sometimes it is a school. Could be a library, could be a community center, could be a spiritual community that has youth, and we call the project initiatives, and with the question, do you want to put yourself at the service, just genuine, heard the youth, and sustain this space to the youth talk, because I realized that the difficult of the intergenerational relationship with the adults and the youth always it always been like that, but now it's more hard because the youth are more faster and connected to the online, to the technology, and the youth don't have here in Brazil the custom to look to the ancestrality, look to community. So Collab Youth has this purpose: let's stay together, live in community, practicing silence, and practicing look to your purpose. And when we call the territory educator, we did a check if this territory educator has adult compromising, genuinely to hurt the youth, because almost the adult has a huge baggage in sustainability, designer, and climate change adaptation, and even the youth just want to space to be herself, himself, theyself. And later we could talk about the climate change. It's the Collab Youth call to we pay attention to the deep ecology. We will taking care about our first home, that our body, our spiritual body, our physical body, our mental and emotional body. And later, the second home, it's our second body, or our family, the place that we live. And later, a second later, the place that we study and working and doing sports, and later the neighborhood. And when we did this with the youth, they understand that we call to let's take care of the planet, because I'm part of this. I am nature. We start to taking care of me. So I understand the youth most talk to us. We understand taking care of the planet because we receive this because you are looking to me. You are giving space to be myself in action. So I talked too much. I don't know if I made myself understand, but the process is call the educator territory, and territory and the educator territory. It will lead with the youth collab the co-creation of the project, and we're starting to do the Collab Jovem, the youth collab, like in a process about driving about dragon dreaming and we start to dream and plan and realize and celebrate with the same team. And we call, when we are planning, we call educators in sustainability designer and all dimension and regenerative educators to offer to the youth something that the adult really experimented. And so what do you want to pass to this youth? Like a story, we wanted to embody this in your life to pass, because we believe that the youth connected with any process of learning, we've had genuinely something genuine, something true. The youth connected with the true. I know in your eyes if you are doing it's yours, or if you are replying something about another person. And we don't drive the adults. Tell me what do you want to teach? And we will teach about the drive of transition. We will teach heart, head, and hand. So it's not a class. So we have 2 hours to do a workshop or something that you want to teach, passing by heart, head, and hand. And we call the youth our community, and the group of the group that is designing the youth collab organize the offers of the educators in a festival. We have our festival is organized about the theory, integral theory about Wilbur. So the festival happens moments about taking you and yourself, moments you and another, moments you and the world, and moments we acting in the world. And we organize like the educators offered in this space. And the youth start to learn about their interesting. So we don't have a journey fixed. We have these festivals, and we have 3 or 2 workshops in the same time. And the youth will choose, okay, now is the moment to learn about myself, learn to be. So I will choose or these workshop. So at the end, we have a passport of learn with 20 different learns about 20 youth participants, because they choose what they want to learn. And learning and this space, and always with this object to practicing purpose, silence, and community. Cook together and clean together, taking care of the space together. When we do this, the young people stay more confident, more stronger, and the youth are invited to doing a project. Okay, it's over the immersion. We put at the service to the young a tutor that will conduce the young to design a project. We call design a life project. So about everything you learn here, how do you taking care of your body, of your mental body, physical body, spiritual? How do you taking care of your home? How are you collaborative of your home? And the youth design several little projects applying the sustainability for your real life. So we have youth that stay 1 year taking care of your mental health, because the tutor understand that's needed for this young. And we have young people that are designing a regenerative business to start. We want to hear about one story specifically.
Yeah, I think that's really great. I just want to go back to what you said earlier about the kind of design of the courses. You were saying that you kind of delay the climate talks to later conversation, which I think is really great. I don't think I've heard any kind of education program design like this. I think it actually makes sense because first you need to make whoever's participating in this realize their connection with their own body and how they are connected to the environment around them. You can just not like directly, like the first time in the first course, just show them very horrifying picture about climate crisis. I don't think that's really gonna work. And I do think if you do this, people's gonna lean backwards. But if you are saying something like you need to know yourself better, and if they really did do that, they're gonna lean forward to learn more about themselves, to learn more about the environment, their community. I do think it's a very interesting and kind of a new thing to me, but I do think it actually makes so much sense. Yes.
Good to hear you, honey. It's important to receive this feedback, and we realize that we are in the third year about youth collab, and so we have contact, and the tutor is still how can I say this in English? Stay together with the youth, but more separate, and the youth call the tutor when need some help. But we can observe that they are more appropriate about sustainability in practicing about this kind of design process, and genuinely they are okay. Now I will get involved with the group about planting trees in my city. Now I'm getting involved about the educator council in my city. It's because this part it's a in transition towns movement. We always start with the youth. What is your tree? What is your it's because a story about Julia, England activist, and we said the story, and we ask what is the purpose that make you wake up 6 in the morning with a cloudy and raining day in the Sunday to fighting for? Is the first question, but we will just take the answer of this question when the youth are preparing to respond. But this is we start this design of process because me and my team we started to did a young youth project in 2013. 1 year later, my daughter's born, with the Guy education. And the curriculum of Guy education is huge, is very beautiful, very powerful. But the orientation was to reply this to the youth. And we tried to do this in 3 or 4 times. And it was amazing in that space of living community, but we observed that the young didn't continue because not embodied this in herself. So in transition, we find the safe space to the adults in transition needed a training program, said, okay, do you feel this is the path? Trying to not doing a one curriculum, okay, do this. but it worked. It's so good.
Well, I think it's really great. What you refer to is kind of like giving students their own space for them to figure out what their relationship is with the project or with the things that they want to do coming out of this program. And I'm wondering maybe if you could tell me some of the specific project that those
Okay.
students come up with is like meditation, planting trees and things like this.
Yes, okay. Um, project about Renan. Renan start with our group before Youth Collab when we are trying Gaia Youth and Design Life project. So Renan start the first team like youth co-creator, but Renan was 16 years old, and Renan, it was a shy boy and very, very interesting in games, video games, and internet. So when we put Renan in the group and just made a check-in, made a way of counsel, uh, I and the team understand maybe the first time that someone are doing this with him. I want to know, how are you feeling? How are you doing today? And this made Hannah more confident, stronger, and more particip more participatory in the group workshops. And Renan chose a tutor, later the immersion of Collab Youth. And I was tutor of Renan, I tutoring him. And the interesting, it's over the immersion. The first immersion was in a spiritual space that we meditate every day with local, sustainable, and vegetarian food. A space that has your own way to plant and our food came of this place, the place that have soil management, water management, and energy, clean energy in this space. And Renan, here in Brazil, we have so many difference of reality of culture and social and economic reality. So I think one of the things that this program it's working. It's because when the youth come to their own reality, the tutor has the patience and to how do you can reply in your reality all that you live, because we did the first call of in a eco village, and Renan live in a favela, in a vulnerability community in Osasco, that is a city close to São Paulo. And the space that Renan live don't have trees, don't have local and regenerative food, don't have anything like this. So we start a little bit talking with her mother, her family, how it's possible to introducing a more sustainable food in her family. The tutor has this how can I say, this papel, this job to talk to their family, to talk to the adults involved with the youth. And I designed with the Renan our routine, how we can stay better with our body, sleeping more. And so it's a little project action of the taking care. But the 3 years later, Renan worked so hard to getting out of the public school in a vulnerability community. That's here in Brazil, the public school is not so good, depending the territory that we live. Has so much drugs, so much violence, and that schools, it's a really good schools because have people working to transformate their reality in this favela, and Renee studies too much the 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 tutor like me helped Hannah, and the tutor inside the school helped Hannah to study, and we start to understand the interest in and desire to work with technology. And Renan started to doing a courses about video maker, and Renan started their own business, social business, and video maker design. And the video maker designer, he attend everyone who wants to register their moment, personal or professionally. But Renan has a percentual in their time to work to attend her community and doing voluntary works and doing works to help their community. And Renan has a dream to study in the biggest university in Brazil, about cinema, that called ESPM in São Paulo. That was a private university, and Renan got to make a scholarship, getting a scholarship, and now Renan are studying cinema. He has their own regenerative business, and are a stronger 19 men and beautiful men.
Oh, that's really such a like inspiring like story. Like I can see the like the progression, the trajectory. That is really wonderful. Yeah.
And we start little. We have to be a patient. Let's start. Okay, how bring a space in your own reality? You live in the world that we want to live, that in a eco village sometime, but now the reality is another. How you can building a bridge for the world that we want, and very patient. And we are in a world that everything has to be so fast. We have so fast, we learn so fast. The youth saw a video about 30 seconds, you don't are interested in more. So the biggest thing that we want to plant in the youth, calm, calm, stay focused, and stay together. We are a community to support you. It's more important, the result is the journey, and are the people who are with you in the journey. And this is like I don't see this in the school of my children's. Everyone wants to looking into the faster result, and something we need more time to achieve, and achieve work more properly.
Yeah, I think that's certainly true. Like for me, like personally, like we go online, we like scroll on like TikTok, Instagram, we just like I know it's a waste of time and it's just a flood information coming. And sometimes I really feel it benefits me to take the time, just put the phone away, just maybe to do mindfulness, to do meditation, or just simply read a book that benefit me in a really, really good ways.
Good, good
Yeah,
to
and I think
hear.
the thing with education as well, as you mentioned earlier, and sometimes they just want to see the grade. That's what they are focused.
Mhm.
I think it's true that we need to have more program in our education system that are designed to build, for example, the students' own personality. Yeah.
Yes, everyone are talking about the technology, about AI. It's very important because I don't see the world working without the similarity, that the proximity with the AI. We use the AI to help us, but and I don't hear anyone talking about the another kinds of technology, because the ancestor technology, the technology of now to be present. Né? So I think this ancestor technology and the technology of now that we call it here, that be present, be stay focused, and stay connected, will will make the working the word, we made the construction of the word that we want. And so not just the artificial intelligence or the technology. I know this is important, and I talked with my youth. If you don't know about this, will be out of the system. But if you know the technologies, power, and you know more about how to connect to your ancestrality, how to stay connected with yourself and your desire to build in the world that you believe, you stay more prepared to facing the climate change.
Like, I think it's really great to hear how like those young people joining the program made such progress. I'm also wondering, like, what do you think has impacted you the most, or what are some of the big changes that you see on yourself since the start of the collab?
Um, I think the big change, it's I think we most talk about something that we personally needed to embody. So the collaborative work, it's something that I embodied in a transition process, but it's something that was so hard because I started to work with 14 years old. I lost my father early, so I needed to work to to improve money to my family. So uh, I didn't leave the youth like a youth, but like an adult. So, and I learned about the life that if Gabriela did not do the things alone, will not happen anything. And I think that I construct this armature in myself, this this hard way to live, that I'm alone. And Collab Youth change this feeling. And I think this is the most thing that broke me, the armor in myself, because the collab made myself understand that everything that we need, we can achieve in a collaborative way. And I always felt myself supported in a huge way. I'm sorry. About the Brazilian hub and about the team of Collab Youth. So I think that this is the most thing that changed in myself, the way that I see uh, the radical collaborative acting to achieve dreams. I think that's it.
I think it's really great. Like sometimes what we really need, like is this kind of community to know that we're not in this fight alone, whether it's like personal fight or fight with our situation or fight with the climate in a bigger sense. I think it's really great that we have the places that we can go to talk to other people. I think it's really great.
Yes.
It's really like beneficial in so many different ways. And I do appreciate you sharing like really personal stories.
Thank you for
Yes, thank you
hearing
so much. And
myself.
also, Maybe just one last thing. Like I don't really want to keep
Okay.
too long. If there's any message that you want to share with us, probably, for example, if there's someone that want to start their own collab, like looking at education, what could be some advice, or maybe for like the young people who are looking at the social media, looking at this really like horrifying pictures of climate crisis, like the forest fire we see now in Los Angeles. So maybe what are some of the messages you want to share with us?
Yes. I wanted to talk with the young people that are seeing the social medias, all the climate change acting, hurting the earth. And when you saw um, uh, a huge storm, or when you saw the people without your homes, the climate refuges, when you saw something that happened in Los Angeles now, that our environment burning itself, stay calm and and I really invite you to practice like Joanna Macy's share with us. Joanna Macy's, it's one of the mothers of deep ecologies. And when I am facing this challenging moment, because it's hurting me, when I see these things, I feel hurting, I feel sad, I feel okay. It's the ending of the world, and I have this conversation with myself, and the things that I trying to put in practice to getting out of this situation and looking with more distance is first feel the pain. So feel the pain. If you are hungry, feel the hungry. If you are sad, feel the sadness. If any feeling, it's important. So feel it. And when you feel it, and don't block it, this because we are living in a world that we don't, mostly we aren't allowed to demonstrate our feeling. This is revolutionary about itself. So feel the pain, so later you will stay more calm and take a breath. I always said to the young people that work with me, any kind of stressful situation, give a 3 deep breath. Feel the feeling, and later appreciate that. Okay, thank you for someone that is showing me what is happening in the world. I appreciate that is our reporter, that are someone showing me what happened in Los Angeles. So appreciate the internet and the social media, because if it's happened 30 years ago, we probably were not knowing this. So appreciate this, and later rephrase, reform this in your feeling. Okay, now that I know that the Los Angeles are passing with this extreme fire that are destroying forests and all ecosystems, and what can I do here in the locale that I live? So if you believe in something bigger than you, make a prayer. And if you believe in something bigger than you, and you know that you can taking care of the ecosystem where you live, okay, stay attentive if are some area close of you are passing of natural disasters that you can support voluntarily locally. So find the ways to connect with this pain, feel this pain, and okay, how can I do? now something about change this. And I think it is the important message that I want to pass to the young. And when you are acting locally, you are putting the talk to walk to taking care of the planet and choose something that are not your problem, but is a collective problem to engage and think, how can I support this? I don't have money, don't donate money. I have time, donate time. I have ability to social media, donate the service to help to spread a huge campaign to protect your environment. We have so many ways to acting locally.
I think that's
I
that's
think that's
really
it.
wonderful. Like, because this is my second master. I'm doing translation now, but in my first master, I was doing a course on climate change, and I really did spend a lot of time watching a lot of documentary and reading stories online. Sometimes I do get like really emotional, but I think that's I like you said, I also appreciate that. Also something that's prompted me to like reach out to the communities, for example, the Transition Network, to see if there's anything at all I can possibly do to make myself be a part of the collective action. And that's why I'm here. And I do think there's something that's really empowering hearing stories like your stories. Like that's something that's
Mm.
prompts a lot of people to take actions, maybe to reconnect with their community, to start with their own project.
Oh, thank you. And I'm organizing these 12 years, working with the youth and starting this year in a regenerative business because this is a possibility in Brazil. We have a kind of business between the NGO and the business, called social and regenerative business to reframe the way that we graduate the people in superior education. It's called life diversity, and life diversity is to work together with the formal university and no formal educator space to complement with this curriculum that we don't have inside of the most of university. That sustainability design, but starting about himself, about the first scale. And Collab Youth, it's one of these initiative. I'm so excited to understand how to put this to in practice in Brazil.
My God, that's really amazing progress. I'm also really looking forward to hear anything more about this. Yeah, and I think, yeah,
Together.
I think that's probably everything I want to ask. And personally, I really appreciate you telling all these stories, personal stories, stories about collab. I think for me, it's really empowering for me as well. And I believe it's gonna be like this for a lot of other people. And thank you so much for agreeing to do this. And yeah.
I appreciate your work. It's a pleasure to share these stories, a safe space to me.